Ecosystems: tropical rainforest. Organisms such as plants and animals need one another to survive. There are intentions existing between these organisms. In fact, some of their relationships are very important in their survival within the ecosystem. There are interactions where organisms live together without harming one another. There is also an interaction where both organisms benefit in the relationship. There are some organisms that depend on another organism for food, production and reproduction, while others compete for survival.
There is also an interaction in which one organism kills smaller organisms for food.
These interactions are maintained by the organisms in the different ecosystem to survive. Rainforests have different layers, namely
emergence. It refers to trees that are 130 to 180 feet tall. Canopy, on the other hand, has tall slender trees from a dense platform of vegetation with 60 to 130 feet of the ground. Understory. It is about 60 feet and consists of trunks of canopy, shrubs, trees, and small plants. Forest floor. It is home to animals like jaguars, tigers, and cassowaries, which thrive in a deep shade part of the forest where plant life is thin. Organisms like fungi, insects, worms, and litter from taller trees that fall on the forest floor can be found here. Producers provide food for the consumers, which includes herbivores, plant-eating animals, and carnivores, flesh-eating animals. Feeding relationships like food chain and food web occurs among species in the forest ecosystem. The food chain starts with the producer, a series of consumers and decomposers. Food web results from the interconnected food chains. There are different organisms living in this ecosystem, which interact with each other. There are interactions that exist among the organisms in the tropical rainforest. Commensalism. It is an interaction where organisms live together without harming one another. For example, a bird is attached to a cow without harming it. Mutualism. Both organisms benefit in the relationship. For example, a bee sips nectar from a flower and a flower reproduce. Competition. It is an interaction wherein organisms compete for survival. For example, grass, shrubs, flowers, and trees grow together in one area where they compete for the source of food, sunlight, soil nutrients, and other things needed for their survival. Predation. It is a kind of interaction in which one organism kills smaller organisms for food. An example of this is when a snake eats a rat for food. Predators are usually organisms which are stronger, bigger, and fiercer compared to their prey. The ecosystem is an environment where both living and non-living things exist and interact with one another. For your activity, write a reflection paper with 100 words, describing your own understanding and learnings about our lesson today.